And after knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You'll never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts. Just beware of the thorns.
Hello, everybody. Harvey Talks Prison here. Got a guy I did time with, and Terry Whittle, and we're going to be talking to him. So, Terry, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you end up in prison, how we end up meeting, and all that.
I'm originally from California, San Diego. I moved out here when I was 13, and I was a city boy back then. Country just wasn't my thing, so I was being a knucklehead, and I decided to steal some cars and take them to Illinois. And then one night I decided I wanted to learn how to fly. So I steal an airplane. Remember hearing about that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I never did get it off the ground. And once my dad got me out of jail, he's like, "Well, what are you gonna do once you got it off the ground? How are you gonna land the thing?" So, and then I was manufacturing, and when I got arrested for all that stuff, I decided I didn't want to stay in jail no longer, so I broke out.
I tried that too.
And I made it all the way to Santee, California, before they caught me, arrested me, brought me back, and they put me in Miller County underground and told me to try to get out of that one. I tried, but I never made it out of that one. So I turned 17, and then 4 days after I turned 17, they sent me to Fulton Diagnostic Correctional Center, and I did. This was in '95. I went from Fulton to MSP.
Yep.
And that's where I met you, Harvey, and did a little bit of time in the MSP. I was just a kid when I came to prison, and a youngster had a, I was just a youngster, and Harvey and
I said it was rough at the MSP, wasn't it? That was no joke.
Yeah. MSP, especially being young, and it was an eye opener. I mean, like you said, and I think you said in your other videos, Harvey, that if you see somebody laying on the walk, you just step over.
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't stop. You didn't stop
to help them. It could be you next.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And so I did, I don't know, a few years in MSP, and then I fought back in there, didn't I, Harvey?
Yep.
And I did a couple years of that. So I went from MSP to Farmington. Well, Harvey got transferred before I did to Farmington.
That's right.
And when I got to Farmington, we ended up in the same house and same wing.
That's right.
And I tell you, it was Harvey and Ricky Davis, Kevin, and Sonny. We was all like, it was us. I mean, because in there, back in those days, you really didn't have to click up or nothing like that. Not like the way it is now. But we was all friends and worked out.
But we were kind of a clique, We pretty much ran that house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We did. We ran that. We ran the house, and Harvey and all them guys, they took me under the wing and showed me how to do time. Do time to. I don't know if I consider I'm not an inmate and I'm not an offender. I don't know. I kind of call myself
you're a convict, bro.
A convict.
Right.
Yeah. And I never really started problems, but problems came to me. It was taken care of.
That's right.
You
He's quick with those hands.
Yes, I am, and I still am. That's one thing about me. I'm good with my hands.
I mean, somebody mouthed off. There was no, hey, you disrespected me or something. He was just a pow.
Yeah, like you did. My lip ain't bleeding.
Yeah. That was my favorite line.
No.
Punch me.
Yeah. I love that one. Yeah. But it was prison back then. You can do. You did. Okay. You can do you did your time the way you wanted to do it.
That's right.
If back then, like you said before, Harvey, back then there was a lot of that turning boys out and stuff back then.
Right, yeah.
It was bad back then.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I got to MSP, I was in the shower. Remember that one, Harvey?
Yeah.
When that how can I say this without can I say colored kid?
Yeah, black person, you know.
When when remember when that black guy pulled up on me, and hell, I went to the hole the first time naked.
Yeah, I know. Wow, sorry about that.
You remember
that? Yeah. I couldn't believe that, man. And they didn't even let you get boxers on or anything.
No. But so me and Harvey, we did hell, Harvey, how much time we do in farm together? 5-6 years?
Yeah, I was I got there in 93. You got there what, 95?
No, I got to Farmington in 97.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
97.
Yeah, that's right. And
remember, I didn't smoke back then. I didn't drink coffee. I was fighting back then.
Yeah.
And
we was giving you shit about that. Man, you don't drink coffee, you don't smoke. What do you do? Said, give me some of those pills.
Oh yeah, them little blue pills.
Yeah.
So I mean, you and all the fellows, we used to fellas back then.
That's right. I mean,
that's what we called each other. We used to fellas.
Right. There was that whole house. We was pretty much all in that one house. Remember?
And we all looked out for each other. If one didn't have something, we made sure we all was taken care of. Like, when we cooked up for all of us.
That's right.
Kind of like my birthday.
Yeah, tell them about that.
So it was my birthday. I think I turned 18?
Yeah.
You and we was all in the same house together, and I was messed up. Me, you, and Sonny, we was all messed up on the blue pills, and I decided I wanted a box of cakes. So I went to the store man, which the store man is, you go get something on credit, but you pay, if you get one, you pay 2 back.
That's right, yeah.
It's called. And so I decided to go get me a box of cakes. Well, I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in my cell. Okay. And I know Sonny and Harvey and Kevin, all them, we had like 4 or 5 crock pots full of chili, and we making a big old pizza. And back then we had styrofoam coolers. Yeah. Kind of like you buy at a bake shop stuff. That's what they sold us in there for like $6-7. It was outrageous. Right. But it's those styrofoam coolers. We kept our sodas and stuff in there. So Harvey yells out, "Hey, knucklehead, dinner time." So I come walking back down the stairs. Now, remind you, I'm messed up off these blue pills, okay? And back then, I used to be real big. I used to be built. It wasn't a Harvey.
Yep.
So
He all was. But he
yeah,
was fat.
hey, we was all built like brick shit houses, you know. So I walk off in the cell. I wasn't paying attention to how many people was in my cell. So I walked in the cell. I got a box. I think it was oatmeal cream pies.
Yep.
So I walked in the cell, right in the middle of the cell, and I looked around. There's about six of them in there. And Harvey locks the door. He says, "All right, it's your birthday, ass whooping." And here we went. And I broke a cooler over our buddy Sonny's head.
Yeah.
They all got me down on the bunk. I was biting
I hit,
Harvey.
I hit my head on the top bunk trying to, when we was rescued down there.
Yeah, bounce your head off the top bunk.
Yeah.
Hey, this ass whooping went on for like 10 minutes, buddy. And we destroyed that cell.
Yeah. Yeah, we did destroy the cell. But I want to let everybody know this wasn't like we was beating him down or anything. We couldn't hit him in the face, couldn't hit him in the neck or the private areas. It's all body shots,
Yeah. It was I mean, anybody's watching this, it's one of those friendly, it's birthday fun. We all did like somebody going home,
we do the same thing.
Dump a bucket of ice on him in the shower or something. Yeah, it's all buddy. Now you let somebody else come in and try to do that wasn't in our little circle, and then there's a problem.
You're right. Oh, yeah, big problem.
And then
you fought good on that one, Like you said, it was about 10 minutes, man, and we all ended up with some bruises.
Yeah. And then, but it was all for friends.
Yeah, it was all good.
It wasn't all, Now, I had this one cellie. Remember the one that Sergeant Garver said, what kind of talking makes your head bleed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when the door flew open. But anyway,
he fell out, didn't he?
I got a little off track there. But, yeah. I mean, I got tired of beating him with my fist, so I put him in a headlock, was beating his head off the door. Like you're ramming I was ramming his head in the door. Well, the COs and the bubbles seen this. And plus I had my buddies out in front of my cell keeping bust. Right. Let me know if a cop came in or anything, But
yeah, they
I went to go ram his head. Yeah. And I went to go ram his head again. Huh?
I said they knew something was going on the way people were acting.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way people were acting. I mean, you gotta remember this pretty much the whole wing was the fellas. And I mean, if you had some in there that wasn't, But anyway, I went to go ram his head again, and they popped the cell door and he fell out in the middle of the walk. And I'm sitting there, and Harvey, and I think it was Harvey and Sonny, got to pick the guy up and sat him down on a foot locker. Now, I got to say, this guy was leaking pretty good. Okay? He was leaking.
Yeah, I said, yeah, he was. I said, I told you. I said, man, your fucking hands. Clean up a little bit.
Yeah. So, well, the white shirt come run. I mean, you got to say back then, this is for all of us fellows that was together. When the COs approached us, there's about 6 or 7 of them at once. Yeah. So they all come running up in my cell, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" Now I'm sitting on my bunk, and this guy's sitting on a foot locker leaking. I said, "We're just talking." And she goes, "Uh-huh. What kind of talking makes your head bleed? Turn around and come up, Terry." Well, I went to the hole on that one. Yeah. Well, there for a couple years, we all ran the A side pretty much. Well, they decided to split us up. Remember, Harvey?
Yeah.
They start shooting us different house units, different wings. Well, I don't know, about 1999, I decided not to be good no more. And I just woke up one day and decided how many violations I can get in one day. Remember?
Yeah.
So they put me in a 30 house. And I wasn't even supposed to be on B side of Farmington because they had A side and B side of Farmington. And, all the knuckleheads and all the guys that didn't really have cases, I want to say.
Yeah, messed up cases.
Messed up cases, like you say.
Yeah.
What wasn't on A side. They was on B side. And back then our levels was 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I was a 5 with a 4 override, like you was, Harvey.
Yeah.
And so they put me down in 30 house. Well, I got into illegal activities. I'm just gonna put it like that. And they got a big long dog walk that goes from the yard all the way down to 30 house. And what a dog walk is hey, I'm allergic to those. And so I had red wasps flying around. I'm allergic to them. So one day I had, I don't know, about 15, 20 sacks of weed, and the COs were at the entrance of the dog walk waiting for me to come through. And I come walking up through there and said, "Come here, Whittle. I want to pat you down." Well, I wasn't having it. So I slung a cop off the gate, slung the other cop off the other gate, and I took off through the yard throwing sacks of weed everywhere.
Yeah, they told me
running from the
somebody came and told me, said, "Man, your partner's over on the other side running from the cops." And I said, "What?" They said, "Yeah, Terry, they're chasing him all over the place."
I even had seals on golf carts chasing me.
Well,
and believe it or not, I'm in prison. Okay, these people made a copy of my mugshot, walking around asking other guys, "Have you seen this guy?"
No, I seen the golf carts. They even had a bicycle. There was one on a bicycle running around.
Yeah. Hey, they was looking for me. And I'm in prison. I mean, how big is a prison? Prison ain't that big, really.
Yeah, where can
they
you
can't
go?
find somebody.
Right. Yeah. I mean, where can you go?
It took him about an hour and a half to get me.
Yeah.
Well, when they finally got me, the fight was on. They wrestled with me, maced the shit out of me.
They told all of us as we standing over by the fence trying to watch what was going on.
Yeah.
What happened?
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Hold
okay.
Up. What's on this side? You see what come on? They told all of us that was standing over by the fence, me and Sonny and Kevin and all of us, get away from the fence.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of us over there, not just the fellows, but other people. We was all, "Go, Terry,"
Yeah. Hey, guys are cheering me on. Run. And well, they got me in the hole finally, 5 house, Farmington. And because I had some issues back then. They separated from me from all my buddies for one. And then I lost a girlfriend in the process. So I just went. Remember, Harvey? I went crazy.
Right. Yeah, you wasn't in the right frame of mind.
Yeah. And which that girlfriend back then is now my wife.
Right. That's awesome. And, you remember when you got that tattoo and I was telling you about that? Man, I said, "Don't put a woman tattoo on."
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
He says, "Don't do that." I said, "Harvey, I love her."
But it worked out.
He says, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
Yeah, it did finally. You remember they had me laying down on a locker and they gave me a tattoo with a sewing needle. You can take an X-ray and see it on my bone.
But
so well,
that's when they shipped you out, right?
Yeah. That's when I went to Potosi.
Yeah. And I wasn't too far
Back,
behind you.
no, you wasn't, because well, back then you used to be able to choose your camp what you want to go to if you was a 5. You know, you had a chance to go back. Well, it wasn't called MSP no more. They called it J.C.C.C. Remember, they changed the name of it, and they call it the Walls. But yeah, oh no, not J.C.C.C. That's the new one, J.C.C.C. They call the new one the Walls, but it's a wall to it. It's all chain link fence.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not really walls.
it's not the Walls. The Walls is the Walls.
Yeah.
And back then, if you made it through the Walls, you was solid. You're a solid dude.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So they gave me a choice to get to pick what camp I can go to. So I picked Potosi. You know.
They
Well,
didn't do that to me.
they didn't.
No, they told me, they said, you just can't run around beating up those messed
I
up
think.
places. We're going to send you to Potosi.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it
Yeah.
better. You know?
Well, so I got to Potosi. I did my 9 months in the hole. And back then, top part, I think Potosi has every house only has 2 wings, A wing, B wing. And it's I was in 3 house. I think it was B side. Top walk was the hole.
Right.
Then they moved you right downstairs. You got your TV and tobacco and stuff. And it's called Step Up program. And then after you do a couple months there without getting in trouble, they moved you to A wing. And now remember, we still get all our food. We never went to chow hall back then. It all came to ourselves. Remember?
Right.
So they moved you to A side, A wing, and you're out. What was it, Harvey? Man, it's been so many years, brother.
I know you wasn't out very long, but you did go outside. You got a little bit of time in the wing.
Yeah, you got like, what was it, an hour in the wing or something?
Right.
And then so, but if you got a violation, you had to start all the way back over again.
Yeah.
Remember, I never figured out 3 house.
But they sent me there because somebody tried setting somebody up with a shank, and they blamed me for it. But
yeah, I remember. Remember the first time I seen you there in Potosi?
Yeah.
I was the ISOP worker at night, and you was in the hole.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, I used to smug you boxes of top into you.
Yeah.
I did.
You did.
I took care of you while you was in the hole.
I was living good in the hole because of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't know, I turned 21 in Potosi, remember?
Yeah.
And like that song Merle Haggard says, turned 21 in prison.
Yeah.
I turned 21 in Potosi. And at that time I had a cellie that was capital punishment. Remember?
Yeah.
Man, I can't. Didn't they call him it was that guy that I think was ran around, what was it, Kansas City, murdering all them prostitutes that used to sell their kids for drugs.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that was my cellie at the time. Here I am, just a kid. I had a 26-year sentence, but here I am, just a kid, with a chance of getting out, and they put me in a cell with a guy that is dying. They're going to execute,
Right.
So you gotta watch your P's and Q's in the cell.
Right.
But he was good. He was a good guy, and I remember where I worked ISOP at night, so from midnight, I think it was to 6 or 7 in the morning I worked, but then I was able to go back to the cell and go to sleep. And they gave me this little card to put in my windows where they gave me permission to sleep through count, remember?
Right.
Because I worked all night.
Right.
Well, me and he's laying there watching TV with his headphones on, so I'm sleeping, because back then you had mad respect for it. I mean, if you didn't have respect, you was getting your butt whooped.
That's right.
You know, respect. And I'm that way out here. I'm a big fan of respect. You know,
Right.
I have all respect for you until you disrespect me. You got to disrespect for me first before something's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we're laying here in bed, man, and my celly wakes me up with a piece of paper in his hand. He's a celly. I'm sorry to wake you up, man. He goes, but they just gave me my death warrant. You know, which a death warrant is where they got it. They're going to execute him within a week. You
Right.
know, and you don't know how hard it is to be in a cell with a guy that you became buddies with. I mean, eating dinner with every night. You know, watching TV. You're kicking it. You're telling stories about the streets and your family. And here they're going to execute this guy for. You know, they're going to take your friend away because he became our friend.
Yeah, and
You know,
it's like 2 weeks ahead of time. They take them over there and to medical and
to one half.
give them all these tests. I guess make sure they're fit to be executed. That never did make sense to me anyway. But
No. So he's like, man, they're going to kill me, and that's just it's a hard thing to swallow, you know. But you know, said they moved him out of cell and they took him down to one house, and back then when they executed, they locked you down for 24 hours. They locked the whole camp down. They gave you this thing called brown bag special.
yeah,
And it's what it is. You get a bread with a piece of turkey ham on it and juice and apple, and you're locked down for 24 hours.
so I don't think we got a whole lot of time left. So, what would you say to young kids out here? Would you want them to go through what we went through?
No. I'm gonna tell you. You know, anybody who's watching this and everybody, you know, don't go to prison, man. You lose time on your family. You take you take years and everything, you know, because if you're doing time, your family's doing time.
Right. Exactly.
Your family just because you're locked up don't mean your family ain't going through issues because your loved ones, they want you home.
Right.
You
And
know?
they don't know. They don't realize they don't know what's going on with you in there. You know, you could. They don't know if you're going to be alive one day, dead the next. You know. You know.
I mean, you can wake up. You can wake up one morning and somebody will turn you into a sprinkler and you're dead.
Yep.
What the term turn you into a sprinkler is putting a lot of holes in it, you know.
That's right.
But
You
know, all you listening, man, it ain't worth it. It really ain't worth it. You know. And I mean, yeah, you go to prison, lift weights, get big, join a gang, and all that. But I tell you what, it ain't worth it, guys. You know, or girls, whoever's listening.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said it ain't worth being away from your family and putting them through the pain and stuff of you being in prison. You know, make the right choices out there. You know?
No. Because you know, if you're doing time, you can lose your mother, your father, like you lost your brother, Harvey.
Yeah.
You know, you take away years, and then those are years that you never get back. See, I messed up, and I can try to make the years back when I got out, and you just end right back up in there again.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, I had a sentence of 26 years, and I did 24 of it in prison.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, I just got out in 2000.
Yep.
You know,
it's a hard life.
It ain't worth it. Like yeah, I went. It's a really hard life. It's really. I mean, I'm institutionalized. I
mean, we talk about all the fun times we had in prison and stuff, but really, it wasn't fun. You know, I mean,
it's not fun, man.
I mean,
you go with your head.
Yeah, we had good times together and stuff, but it's still in the back of our mind. You know, going through all that bullshit. You know. But
Yeah, you go through. I mean, you go. There ain't nothing fun about prison. Let me put it that. There's
right,
nothing fun about it.
right. Just
You know.
make the best of it you can, you know. But these young
Yeah.
kids out here need to make right choices, you know. The prison's not cool, you know. It's not fun.
No, prison is not cool. There's nothing cool about it.
All right, bud. I'm going to close this interview right now, and I'm going to probably get back on the phone with you, but I'm going to close it for now. And I thank you for interviewing. Letting me interview you. Talk to you, man. It's always good.
Yes, and hey, we didn't even scratch the top of mine yet.
Well, that's why we got to do another one.
Yeah.
We will definitely be doing another one. All right. I'll talk to you in a few minutes.
All right, Harvey. Bye, brother.
Bye.
Bye. Dad, you okay?